Yes.
To be very clear, my point was that if the committee is functioning, as a member, I'm prepared to make my time and effort. If it's not functioning, then it's my responsibility to say to those who have asked me to serve on particular committees, to say it's not worth the time and effort, because we're all pressed for time in our responsibilities and our duties to our constituency. Some of us have other assignments related to that, and I have to make sure that my time is spent in the people's business.
Did not intend for it to be a debate between us, because I don't think there is much disagreement, if any. Member Cuthbert-Flynn.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I just have to, I guess, agree with your stance from the last meeting, Madam Chair, and also some of the things that Member Hilton just mentioned. I think the Jamaican people have gotten a little weary of the way we approach our duties, our job as parliamentarians. I don't think the people take us as serious. I think it was yesterday I was watching something in the House of Commons where a member was named. I don't think in the last 10 years we have seen, of course, various behaviors in our parliament, and that has never happened. And sometimes I think that is why people tend to think that we are not serious. And even when it came to our salary, persons believe we were not worth our salary. I also want to add that as a member of parliament, I think, our first duty, or we know that our first duty is really to make laws. And this is committees, being on committees is a privilege for me. It's an honor for me to serve on various committees, because that is where you really get to express yourself. You really get, the people get to see, the parliament working and to understand exactly why it is that we're here. And so I think what we need to do, and even for some members who are new, I think it's time in 2026 that people take us serious for what it is, why we're here as parliamentarians. And as you said, it should not matter what side of the fence. We should do what is right, no matter who and no matter what, as long as we are going down the right path. And so I think, you laid out a lot of things last week. And as you said, we're going to uncharted waters. And I'm here to stay, to learn, and of course to uphold the laws of the land, and to make sure that persons view us, the parliamentarians, in a different light. Thank you.
If no other comments, then we move to confirmation of the minutes of the meeting held on February 8, 2026. Page 1. Can we check if Witter is correctly spelled, or does it have an H in it? No H. This is the spelling? Yes. Very well. Looked a little funny. All right. So if all the names are correctly spelled, Call to order, prayers, apologies, welcome and open remarks, confirmation of the minutes of the meeting on February 4. Should in camera be a hyphenated word in camera? Just check for me. Page 1. Paragraph 4. Paragraph number 4. Very well. If any correction to page 1? If none, we confirm and move to page 2. If there is no correction to page 2, we can confirm and move to page 3. Any correction to page 3? If there is no correction, we confirm and go to page 4. Any correction to page 4? If none, we can confirm and go to page 5. Perhaps Member Cuthbert-Flynn, the second paragraph on page 5 in this regard, Member Cuthbert-Flynn indicated that she did not recall receiving the code. Insertion of the word indicated. The sentence currently reads, in this regard, Member Cuthbert-Flynn did not recall receiving the code. So you indicated to the committee, right? So we... And the following paragraph is that the chairman expressed that she understood. Correction to the other paragraph by inserting the chairman expressed that she understood. If there is no correction, other correction to page 5, we can confirm as corrected. We go to page 6. All right, I just add similarly to how we have been making corrections in the paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4 from top in relation to the example of reports from the Integrity Commission. Member Lee understood that such report. Member Lee said that she understood such report would fall within the functions of the committee. So we would insert Member Lee said that she understood, and then delete the that. So it would read, Member Lee said that she understood such reports would fall within the functions of the committee. If there is no other correction for page 6, we can confirm as corrected. And we go to page 7. All right. I'm just proposing that at the first, second, third, fourth paragraph, she explained that criminal proceedings are generally instituted in the name of the state, to just insert head of state. So now it's Rex, as in king. So head of state. In the name of the state, it means the head of state, not the state of Jamaica. That's what it means. So we'll put head of state in parentheses. Yes? Yeah.
On paragraph 4, it is. She explained that criminal proceedings are generally instituted in the name of the, and you inserting head of, okay.
Because it's not Jamaica,
Okay.
but the head of the state,
Good.
which is
Okay.
Rex.
Yeah.
Yes. If there is no other amendment, then we can confirm as corrected. We go to page 8. This is legislative council. Are they for legislative council? Yes. Right. Any correction to page 8? I'm seeing one, the third to last paragraph. She explained that a single report may give rise to a number of issues, and that while the House may deliberate on matters relating to accounts, issues impacting the work of the committee may also arise. I think that should have been while the PAC, not the House. The discussion was comparing the work of the two committees, and the issue was whether, when the matter was before the PAC, how it was dealt with. We resorted to Standing Order 69 to clarify that the PAC's duty related to examination of the accounts. So we would substitute House with PAC. Any other amendment to page 8 or correction? Right, if no other, then we go to page 9. Right. Will someone move for the confirmation of the minutes as corrected? May you just go on.
I so move.
Yes. Seconded? Thank you. Right. I crave the committee's indulgence to just pause before we go into the next agenda item of matters arising to express a warm welcome to 22 students and 6 accompanying adults, teachers, parents, not sure, from Devon Primary and Infant School in the parish of Manchester. You are observing a sitting of the Ethics Committee of the House of Representatives. The committee is limited in membership, and that is why you have all the empty benches. But today, the full house also sits at a later time, 2 p.m. Don't know whether you will be around for that. I hope that from among the students is a future parliamentarian, perhaps even from the adults. Welcome to the House of Representatives. We move to matters arising from the minutes. Member.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. My participation in the previous exercise appropriately was limited as I wasn't here previously, but having read the minutes, and they were fulsome, and I want to congratulate the committee that sat last for really beginning to shed light on a range of issues affecting the operation of the committee. And the members, understandably, had many questions, struggled with many concepts, because, as was said at the beginning, we're entering uncharted waters. And there is indeed, as was observed and members concluded, many gaps that really needs to be addressed. Whether, and I think it's for the committee to decide, having identified those range of issues, how and what was the best approach to addressing those issues. Surely, they have to be communicated appropriately to the full house. But how we go about it thereafter, I think it's a matter that need to exercise all our minds. It's interesting because in the discussion I observe many, the need for clarity on a range of things. Not least the political code, the discussion around political code of conduct, whether that has been signed, what is its status, the leadership code of conduct, which is something little different, same, incorporating many of the same principles, but a different document, a different exercise. The one being the political code generated from the political ombudsman from there when it existed in that format, and the leadership code developed in the Integrity Commission. There are many questions, and the answers are not forthcoming as of yet, but we need the answers if we're going to conduct the business of the committee in accordance with rules. And so it is, there are many, I don't want to start adumbrating the many issues around the various provisions mandating the committee, but I think overall there is the need to have the recognition and the need to have some discussion about the work of the committee in the light of the several major gaps that has emerged.
Thank you, Member Hilton. As the minutes indicated, the committee recommended on the last occasion that an update be provided on the status of the political codes of conduct, including the requirement for members to sign the code. I think we can amplify this recommendation to go to the House. So you are correct that the political ombudsman, which is now, the duties of the ombudsman are now under the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. There is still that duty in respect of the preparation of codes of conduct, and we may need to require information, obtain information from the ECJ on the status of a political code of conduct. My own view is that it's a good time because we're not in the midst of an election. We have come out of one, and so there is breathing room to think about it. And then there is the code of conduct that is prepared by the Integrity Commission under the Integrity Commission Act. So perhaps we could update the recommendation for the report to the House. And I welcome the input of members in how we word it. But it would be to ascertain from the ECJ the status of any political code of conduct prepared, whether a political code of conduct has been prepared in the new dispensation of the duties of the to be discharged in the political ombudsman role, and also the code of conduct prepared by the Integrity Commission. So one is what codes exist in the two entities, and then a mechanism for signing them as parliamentarians, and then we take it from there.
As to the first, Madam Chair, I think you're correct that we need now to have clarity around its status on the political code of conduct. As to the latter, the leadership code, I think that's less confusing, because the issue there is whether all members of parliament will sign that leadership code of conduct. On our side, we have signed, all on our side have signed the leadership code of conduct. The question is whether
when you refer to the leadership code of conduct, which code are you referring to, prepared by whom?
For the Integrity Commission, from the Integrity Commission. And it exists on its website. It's there for all members. Yes, and all of us sign. All on our side sign the leadership code of conduct. And that was a public discussion.
And that has been signed for this new parliament?
Well, you don't require there to be additional one. Yes, I think so. I know I've signed. And you're a new member. She's a new member. She signed. So yes, I think we were required on our side to sign the leadership code of conduct.
So, Madam Chair, I think there's a disconnect, because all three members behind me are saying that I don't know where they got it, if they went on the website and looked it up to sign something. But I think if there is a code of conduct for the representatives, the members in the parliament or the Senate, whether it's the upper or lower house, that should be given to us in the parliament to sign and to state exactly what it is we're signing, etc. I don't ever recall receiving anything from the Integrity Commission to sign as far as a code of conduct. And so I would like to know where you received this. Or is it that you just went arbitrarily on their website to look this up? Because if it is that there is a code of conduct for parliamentarians to sign, I don't think it's proper for us to go and seek that code of conduct. It should be given to us and state clearly what this is for and for us to sign that. So I think I need some clarity on that because I've been hearing about this code of conduct, especially when there's an election approaching, and I've never ever seen such. So I'm not sure who received, because I know I've never received such a code to sign from the Integrity Commission.
Yes.
Madam Chair, let us recall this issue was not a private, undisclosed or even controversial issue. It was discussed in the public space quite a bit publicly about signing the leadership code. And positions were drawn, positions were taken by the parties as to whether they would or would not. In the last.
All right, just to make it clear that it may be unhelpful to bring forward controversies. We're starting afresh, and I think that to the extent that the standing orders refer to monitoring compliance with the code of conduct or departure, and we know that the Parliament has legislated and empowered entities with the responsibility of preparing codes of conduct. For this new Parliament, we want to clarify the mechanism for the signing of the code. In one instance, we need to clarify whether there is an updated code or the status of the code, considering that the political ombudsman was brought under the umbrella of the ECJ. So that is one.
Agreed.
Right? So we will be seeking clarification from the ECJ on the status of the code of conduct that it is mandated to prepare for parliamentarians. I am not sure at this time whether that kicks in only within the campaign period. It may or may not. If it does, then we have ample time to be notified and for the action to be taken when we get to that stage further down in the life of the Parliament. In respect of the Integrity Commission, we know that the Act is under review. We know that there are many controversial issues surrounding the Integrity Commission and parliamentarians. It is my hope that we don't magnify controversies, but we minimize them in our quest for clarity. But what I believe is beyond doubt is that if this ethics committee is to discharge its duties of receiving, investigating, and reporting on any complaints of departures by members from the political code of conduct, then the code of conduct would have to be signed by members. Right. So we know generally that code of conducts may not have the force of law as a statutory instrument, subsidiary instrument, but it does have other consequences, and it signals to the people what it is that we say we stand for.
Absolutely.
Right? So the Parliament legislates and it empowers authorities to do certain things. Parliamentarians, in turn, have to honor what it gives. And that's why I've said that we are in a unique position. Of course, we know that these matters are not as simple as they sound. And so it will require a level of maturity and candor to wade through the issues.
And so, Madam Speaker, I end where I began, which is...
Chairman.
Sorry. In another place, Madam Chair. Madam Chair. And where I began, which is the need for a measured approach and caution in these matters.
Yes, absolutely.
Because we're entering uncharted waters.
Yes, yes. I join you in that. All right, so let us amplify the recommendation on this matter. So we need to, we'd be seeking the clarity, would be your writing directly to the IC or the ECJ, or we seek to do so through the House? We can write directly, I believe. All right. Just a minute, please. So the matter arising will lead to a recommendation, which relates to the recommendation that is in the minutes. Where is my minutes? All right, so the recommendation currently is that an update be provided on the status of a political code of conduct, including requirements for all members to sign. So we would revise that to read that the committee clerk write to the ECJ, write to the Electoral Commission of Jamaica to ascertain the status of a political code of conduct for which the ECJ has responsibility through the political ombudsman role. And whether any update has been done, because we know amendments to the Representation of the People's Act took effect. The campaign financing, new recommendations are being implemented, but it's the status of the code and at what stage members are required to sign, or is it just candidates in an election? Is that clear?
But, so, in the discussion, I think we also have to, if you see clarity from the EC, Electoral Commission, it seems as if we need clarity as well on from the Integrity
Yes,
Commission.
I'm just dealing with them one at a time.
Oh, okay. Seriously,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
So we're starting first with the Electoral Commission of Jamaica in the political ombudsman role. Right? What is the status of the political code of conduct, and whether there is an updated code, and at what stage are members of Parliament required to sign the code? Essentially, whether it's limited to candidacy for election to the House. Member Garvey.
Thank you,
Tito?
Chairman. My recollection, having been through 5 elections, right, is that the political ombudsman would call us in a public space, both sides of the aisle, candidates to sign the code of conduct prior to election day.
Right.
That has been excepting for the year when we had COVID. I don't believe we gathered in any space of like that. And I did not see one this time around.
Right.
So,
Right.
So I'm just, but I know it usually comes from the political ombudsman.
Very well. All right. And we would also, so we would write to the Integrity Commission to ascertain how our members presented with the code for signing. Is that clear? In the interest of time, it's 11:05, and I see Member Witter has arrived. Very well. Next matter arising. The committee had recommended that members be required to make full disclosure of any interest likely to give rise to a conflict of interest. And we had asked the supporting staff to undertake a comparative analysis of the recording and maintenance of such disclosure. Can we hear from the supporting staff? Please state your name and role for the record.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Angelica Patterson, Research Officer.
Ajal? Sorry, what Patterson?
Angelica.
Angelica.
Yes. All right, so in accordance to Standing Order 73A, B, and G in Jamaica's Standing Order of the House of Representatives, for this research, the supporting department was asked to conduct a research on what procedure is undertaken by Parliament and other Commonwealth jurisdictions to facilitate such disclosure, and for the respective Parliament to receive reports on civil or criminal proceedings instituted against parliamentarians. Also, in addition, we were asked to outline at what point in the civil or criminal proceeding would the parliamentarian make such disclosure to the Parliament and the Ethics Committee, for example, after being served with the court documents during the litigation proceedings or after formal order or judgment. So, in receipt, the team has started and we're currently working on it. However, I'm going to present our findings. All right, so this analysis is based on a review of each country's governing parliamentary instrument, specifically their standing orders and formally adopted codes of conduct or statutory equivalent. Jamaica Standing Orders of the Representatives, Standing Order 73A, G, A and G, the United Kingdom Standing Order of the House of Commons, Standing Order number 149, together with the Code of Conduct. Canada's Standing Order of the House of Commons, Standing Order 108, and the Conflict of Interest Code. Barbados Standing Orders of the House of Assembly alongside the Integrity in the Public Life Act, and Trinidad and Tobago's Standing Order of the House of Representatives together with the Integrity in Public Life Act. These instruments were used as a primary tool of citation and comparison. Jamaica's framework is distinctive in that its standing orders, particular Standing Order 73A and G, explicitly empower the Ethics Committee to investigate both breaches of the Political Code of Conduct and report of civil or criminal proceedings involving members. This gives Jamaica a broader substantive scope than other jurisdictions. However, the system lacks procedural clarity. there is no express requirement that members formally adopt or sign the Code of Conduct upon entering Parliament, nor is there a defined timeline for disclosure of legal proceedings, leaving enforcement reactive rather than proactive. By contrast, the United Kingdom and Canada adopt a more structured and enforceable approach. In the UK, Standing Order number 149 establishes the Committee on Standards, while the Code of Conduct applies automatically upon election. Supported by clear disclosure timeline, example, registration of interest within 28 days. Similarly, in Canada, Standing Order 108 operates alongside the Conflict of Interest Code, which requires a member to disclose interest within a defined period, generally 60 days. While neither jurisdiction explicitly mandates the disclosure of civil or criminal proceedings in their standing orders, their system rely on early mandatory compliance and independent oversight, making them procedurally stronger than Jamaica. In Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago, ethics regulation is less embedded with standing orders and instead governing primarily by external integrity legislation, namely the Integrity of Public Life Acts. Their standing orders do not contain provisions equivalent to Jamaica's Standing Order 73E, nor do they require members to disclose legal proceedings within parliamentary procedures. Instead, accountability is maintained through statutory declarations of assets and oversight by integrity commissions, reflecting a more decentralized model of ethical regulations. In summary, Jamaica's standing order provides a broader ethical mandate, particularly addressing legal proceedings but lack procedural rigor, binding mechanism, and timing requirements found in the UK and Canadian system. Meanwhile, Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago rely less on parliamentary rules and more on external statutory frameworks, resulting in a weaker integration of ethics oversight within their legislative procedures. Overall, the comparative analysis shows that effectiveness in Parliament ethics depend not only on scope, but on enforceability, timing, and institutional design. Question: when do members sign or become bound? For Jamaica, no express requirement. For the UK, immediately upon election, reference to their Code of Conduct and their Standing Orders number 149. For Canada, within 60 days, disclosure is obligated. Reference to their Conflict of Interest Code, particular Standing Order 28. For Barbados, no standing order requirement. In Trinidad and Tobago, under statute, not standing orders. Question: when do members disclose legal proceedings? In Jamaica, when reported to the Ethics Committee, however, there is no timeline specified. For UK, Canada, Barbados, and Trinidad, it's not explicitly stated in the standing orders or require an immediate disclosure. It is addressed indirectly via the ethics investigations and the public accountability mechanisms. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Patterson. I think your response is most helpful, and the wisdom of putting the matter for research is evidently clear. So as we have appreciated that the absence of a mechanism will hamper the work. And so we will have to look at a mechanism for the matters that we have to monitor. No procedural mechanism, no timing, no enforceability.
And just an insurgent, I do intend to continue with the research.
Just repeat for me. In the UK, they are required to report, to sign the code when?
Upon election.
All right, so UK signing of the code upon election.
And they're not explicit. And in terms of disclosing legal proceedings, they're not explicit. It's not explicitly stated in the standing orders.
Right. And the conflict of interest?
In terms of the conflict of interest,
Said within 60 days?
Yes.
Or that's UK or
Yes.
Canada? Within 60 days of election? I think one said 48, one said 60, one jurisdiction.
within 28 days.
28 days of
Yes.
election.
In Canada, it is 60 days.
28 days. And there is a standing order that is referenced for the 28 days in the UK, 100 and something,
149.
149. And you say Canada is
Generally 60 days.
60 days.
And that's reference to standing order is 108 alongside their code, the conflict of interest code.
All right. I think that provision of a copy of the research so far would be helpful for circulation to members, even while the work continues. Member Cuthbert Flynn?
Yes, Madam Chair, I think I was going to request a copy because I think you said Canada, the exemption is 60 days and 149 days. Is that UK? Or
Yes, so it is within 28 days, over its standing orders 149. Yes.
Or 28 days and 60 days. 28 for UK, 60 for Canada.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I must say that the research has shed light on a number of issues. It's perhaps too early for us to decide now, but I would say, and this is just one element to my mind and my own thinking on it when I've done it, this may cause us to consider how we go about addressing these issues, because I don't think we can go about it in piecemeal, provision by provision and doing the research. We really do need to reflect, because in the end, it has to be a coherent whole to make sense. And when we come to other provisions, including the exemption provision, I believe we have similar challenges, and this will be pointed out. So again, it is for the committee in its recommendation to the House to be very wise in terms of an approach that we may want to recommend. Or you can leave it to the House to tell us what to do. I suspect that as the substantive committee charged with moderating or supervising the ethics of the House. We have a responsibility to make specific recommendations.
And some people thought that there was no work to be done in the Ethics Committee? All right.
Somebody knew there's work to be done. All right. That's why I came back. And I'll stay as long as we're doing the work.
Madam Chair, I'm just wondering that when it could be that when we are sworn in at that time, we should be also signing the Code of Conduct, and that would be a mandatory part of the process of becoming a recognized member of this House. I understand, however, though, the deliberations which might have taken place in the UK and Canada, because oftentimes when we are sworn in, there are still matters outstanding, sometimes in the courts, as it relates to the settling of a seat or, matters which might arise from time to time. And so they might give that 60-day leadway to ensure that we clean that up. If there's a judicial review or if there is a recount or any of that matter. So we might have to consider how it is that we would handle our own circumstance. But I think it's important that we have the precedents upon which we could now be doing that kind of comparison and a resource document with which we would utilize to be able to determine how we would proceed on these matters. In the absence of that, however, I'm not sure how you would be hinging this deliberation.
Before I come to you, Member Cuthbert-Flynn, I think you're right. I share your view that on swearing in, that's a good occasion to also sign. And it is true that we have to be mindful of that matters may be outstanding at the time. So no member would be sworn in if a matter goes for judicial recount, what used to be called a magisterial recount. So you're not sworn in at that time. And we also know that if recounts would determine the balance of power, then the parliament itself would not be sworn in. So that would take care of itself depending on the number of seats that are impacted. Voiding of a seat is another process which would come even after a member is sworn in. So I think there could be a general rule, a recommendation for a general signing at the time when the oath of office is taken, and then an exception that would take care of any outstanding matters for members who are implicated. That's just a thought at this time. Member Cuthbert-Flynn?
Yes, Madam Chair, I just want to state that I actually like the idea because I believe when you take an oath, when you are sworn in, that should be it, to state that I am going to do and follow whatever rules there are. And so instead of then coming into the parliament and then have to sign something to state that, I'm going to follow the rules and regulations of the parliament that's set out. As far as the exemption, maybe that could be something separate for anyone, and then we have that time frame within 60 days for the exemption to be done separately as far as for the ethics committee. But I would also confirm my liking to what was stated regarding once we're sworn in, then that should be our oath and code of conduct.
So I think it's safe to say that at this stage, the committee is considering recommending timeframes within which to sign codes of conduct and the declaration of conflicts of interest and other proceedings. All right. Any other matter arising from the minutes?
Chairman, I don't know if it's an oversight. Maybe I missed something, but the recommendation is the recommendation complete on this?
On this matter of the code?
Yes, our codes.
Oh, we have not concluded our deliberations on it. I think members would want to look over the information provided by the research assistant and also to consider it more holistically. But at this stage, what I hear from the committee, based on the information provided from Ms. Pattison, is that in the absence of timing and enforceability and procedural mechanism, we would have to make some recommendations around those matters to the House, and ultimately for perhaps amendment of the standing orders.
My question, I'd intervened earlier, and you indicated to me that so far as this recommendation on codes were concerned, because I wanted to expand, to see if the committee would expand on the integrity, the leadership code as well. You said you would come back. I'm not sure.
We did. So
you did?
We did.
What was the instruction?
That the letter would be written to the ECJ and to the Integrity Commission.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Isn't that?
Yeah. Just for clarity, but let me just say let me tell you what my concerns are. We have identified that the mandate of the committee and the gaps that we are identifying, and I am very clear these are just some of the gaps. Yeah? I'm concerned that we not try to approach it in a piecemeal way. And let me express myself on it, because I think we need reflection, and I think we need other supports. And I therefore think that I think it's appropriate to identify the issues as we observe them, as we go along. But I'm saying that the approach to addressing them should not be on the fly, but should involve a period of reflection and some advice. These are far-reaching rules that we are trying to incorporate. I think we have to look at the institutions and the support, because this body to carry out investigation would need support. None of us as parliamentarians are equipped to do that. I'm saying really the committee would need other supports to do that.
Member Hilton, I smiled because I recall in the previous parliament, you and I were on another committee when we were deliberating another issue, and we had to consider the capacity of the parliament to carry out investigations. And what you just indicated was a concern that was raised in the committee, which impacted the recommendation that was made. Suffice it to say, at this stage, we are not reporting to the House yet. We are looking on recommendations, and we are looking on the work that needs to be done. So before we actually send the report to the House, we would have to do some further deliberations. But it is helpful for us to begin our formulation of recommendations, because that assists us in tracking the issues in keeping with the standing order. So I think we're on the same page. I think from the nods I'm seeing from the members, I believe we're on the same page. And you are right that to properly do the work before us will take us into new territory, but the leaders of the executive and the legislative branches, meaning the Prime Minister and the Speaker, have said on more than one occasion that the Parliament should focus on compliance with the standing orders, and the work of the Parliament should also be done through the committee system. Prime Minister has said that more than once, and the Speaker has said it many times. I think now we will have to deliberate and reflect on what that means, when for a long time the rules have been honored in breach instead of observance, and the subculture around the breach. So when we are making shifts, are we really prepared to deal with what we have to deal with? So the entreaty, Member Hilton, is an appropriate one, and I join in it. All right, so the other matter is also from the minutes, but is listed as a substantial matter for discussion. So we will now move from matters arising to the matter for discussion, and its clarification of information in relation to an exemption motion. On the last occasion, the committee directed that the member from St. Andrew Southeast, the member from St. Andrew East Central, be asked back before the committee to provide some clarification. It is indicated on page 4 of the minutes, which says that the committee recommended that it report to the House that the accuracy of information provided to the committee by one member has been called into question in light of information subsequently made public. The committee further recommended that it deliberate on whether this has any impact on the decision taken by the House to grant an exemption to the member. The committee also recommended that it hear from the member directly, and in accordance with the standing orders, require the member to appear at its next sitting to provide clarification. Now, Member Hilton, in response to my opening comments, you rightly pointed out the importance of procedural fairness. And it was in keeping with that need for procedural fairness why the recommendation was made to invite back the member to provide some clarification before any recommendation is made on the matter. Might I ask the committee clerk to just inform the committee on that communication between the committee and the member? So I think the committee was informed that a letter was sent to the member, and it was date of the letter. All right, while we await the details, a letter was sent to the member, and I'm informed that the member has indicated that he will not appear before the committee. Yes? Yes. I believe that is most unfortunate, and I would like to hear from members. April 15, letter was sent to the member on April 15, and his response came on even date.
Yes.
Let's see the response. Don't run off, Member Hilton. Okay. The correspondence of... Bring it up, please. Bring it back up. Where is the letter?
There's no letter.
Oh.
He was by email, so I don't know if you want to.
Where is the letter that was sent to him?
Okay. Yeah.
Fine.
I thought you wanted his response.
You need the letter.
You want a letter?
After the record. So the letter that was sent to the member indicated that the Ethics Committee of Parliament convened a meeting on April 8, 2026, at which it considered matters relating to clarification regarding the response provided in relation to the exemption motion brought on behalf of the Member of Parliament for St. Andrew East Central, together with information that has entered the public domain subsequent to the disclosure of interests provided to the committee at its meeting held on February 4, 2026. In light of this development, questions have arisen as to the accuracy of information previously provided by the committee. Consequently, the committee requests your presence at its next meeting, scheduled for Tuesday, April 21, 2026 at 10 a.m. to provide clarification on the information previously submitted. Should you have any queries or require further clarification, contact could be made with the committee clerk. The response came on even date. Good day. Be advised that I will not attend any such sitting. This is overreaching the committee's mandate. It has no jurisdiction or authority to summon me without an express referral from the full Parliament. Member Cuthbert-Flynn.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just heard the response, but I wanted to find out. Again, we know that we're entering new territory. I wanted to know if a member of Parliament, of the Houses of Parliament, who soar into the Parliament, if they can refuse to appear before the Ethics Committee, and wanted to also find out about other jurisdiction. I mean, if that can happen or should happen.
To be clear, the committee does not grant an exemption motion. The committee considers the resolutions that are sent from the House. The committee speaks with the members in question, and based on the information provided to the committee by those members, the committee makes a recommendation to the House, and the House then grants the exemption or not. So it has to be made abundantly clear that the committee does not grant, but the committee recommends. The way the Parliament has worked in the several terms that I have been here is that invariably the recommendations of the committee are acted on, and the matters are never usually debated. Right. The matter in question for which the committee has requested the attendance of the member in question was a matter that was raised on the consideration of his exemption motion. the ethical issue is not so much about what is happening in accounts, but is in relation to the truthfulness of answers provided to the committee, which then grounded the recommendation of the committee to the House. So, again, it requires sensitivity, it requires fairness, it requires some reflection. This committee will have to consider, in addition to all of the other issues that may arise out of this single matter, whether it is ethical and appropriate for a member to refuse to attend before the committee to provide clarification. Because there are rules which protect anyone providing responses to any committee. And just to say that that response, which was read from the member, does not sit well with me as chair of this committee or as a member of the House. And this is not about witch hunting anyone, it's not about pointing finger at anyone, it's not about trying to, it just does not sit well with me. Member Hilton.
Madam Chair, I think the issue is a bit more stark than you have presented it just now. Because the member, a request was made, a summon, in other words, sent to the member. The member, no doubt having reflected on all of the matters related to this that are not only confined to this committee but elsewhere, has indicated that the committee, it is his advice or opinion that the committee lacks jurisdiction. That's a fundamental question. That question, for this committee cannot proceed beyond that without getting legal opinion and clarification on this matter. This is not simply whether this is a nice to have or whether it would have been appropriate and good for the member to appear. The question the member is challenging the jurisdiction. He's saying that this is functus officio. The committee has no jurisdiction, having deliberated on the matter, send it to the House having both the House and the Senate having passed the motion to then ask member to come back. So I am saying that the issue that, as I see it, is not simply whether it would be appropriate for him to come. The question is whether the committee has jurisdiction in the matter. And let me say, as is the responsibility of the House leaders, both the leader of the House and the leader of opposition business. The leader of opposition business has sought and obtained the opinion of the House Counsel on this matter. And I think before we proceed, we may be well advised to have reference to that opinion.
Well, again, you see, so if we are concerned with propriety, then we also have to consider propriety in all aspects. I appreciate that it is a proper issue that has arisen as to whether the matter should be revisited. I understand that it properly arises. But like I said, it's not the question as to whether a member whose conduct is under consideration, whether that member has spoken truthfully, is definitely a matter for the committee, to my mind. Just a minute. I appreciate that the issue has many different parts. And so there may be uncertainty about which part and to what extent. I appreciate that. But the letter that was sent to the member was also very clear. Because if you speak, it's seeking clarification on response given. We can't be called upon to deal with ethical issues and we're going to turn our eyes if matters arise, you know. It places us in a dilemma. But suffice it to say, the immediate issue that has arisen now is whether a member can refuse with impunity to appear before the committee. That is one of the many issues. I heard you made reference to advice that was sought from the it's from the council to the parliament, yes, and that it was sought by the member of opposition business, and that is how it is being introduced into the committee. No. Well, I have not seen it. I was not aware of it. The member has not stated it in his response. And again, it brings into question the how of it. I see it. Yes.
The fundamental issue for any committee has first to rest on its jurisdiction to address the matter. You fully appreciate the question of the jurisdiction of a committee or entity or anyone to address formally a matter before it. The member has responded to an invitation or request or summon, however you term it, and he has placed squarely on the agenda the matter of jurisdiction. Is the matter functus officio, or does the committee get to have a second chance at questioning?
And so the question is, does the member come and raise that issue with the committee, or he just raises it in passing and let it be?
He raises it as an official response.
Is it procedurally correct, meaning that so if you are doing the equivalent of an in limine point, usually let's by analogy look at what may happen in another branch of government, and jurisdiction is issue is taken with the jurisdiction of the forum to deal with the matter. Does it require the person coming in limine preliminarily before you go in to then raise the matter so that that issue can be deliberated on? Please consider it. So which is what? Just hear me out. Yep. Because if a preliminary issue arises in respect of jurisdiction, you would have to deal with that issue before you deal with the merit of the matter for which the person is to appear before. So the question now is whether the member can properly take that issue without coming in or be represented. Now, as counsel, do you appreciate that point?
No, Madam Speaker.
I'm asking whether you appreciate it.
I do, but not in the sense that you have. Here's what I appreciate. Analogies, we have to be careful of analogies.
But is the analogy that you're raising?
No, please. But my point is that having spent the first period of this morning talking about the deficiencies and the need for caution and all of that, we come now to in a situation where we want to assert certainty. And I'm saying, in a situation where the jurisdiction of the committee is called into question, we cannot make up rules and apply them retroactively. they have to admit the rules have to be established and applied prospectively.
So, council member, just to say that, different members come with different skill sets. And so for some members, some things may be unclear. For others, they may be a little clearer. I am not seeking to bring any certainty. I am raising the issue as to whether the member can properly refuse to come to raise any issue that he can. That is what I am raising for the committee. Now, as a committee, you can tell me whether it is a valid issue or not. We don't come to the merits of the matter that he would have a concern with. And I appreciate the concern, don't get me wrong, because I don't know that it has ever arisen. Right. So even for that point alone, but I would want to consider whether it is proper for the member to refuse to come before the committee, or whether the member should come before the committee and raise his point. And that has to be considered without partisanship. It has to be considered in principle.
All right, Madam Speaker, let me say this. My first duty would be to reflect on the standing order itself. What, if anything, has the standing order said about this matter? No. Having looked at the standing order, I want to invite you to consider Standing Order 77-7. Standing Order 77-7. And it reads, the deliberation of a select committee shall be confined to the matter referred to it by the House, and any extension or limitation thereof made by the House, and in the case of a select committee on a bill, to the bill committed to it and relevant amendments. Now, the provision, admittedly, is not as definitive as I would have liked. However, it calls us to be cautioned that there are limitations around the work of committees. Absolutely. And I am saying the member has asserted what he believes is his right, which is jurisdictional. Remembering again that this is a constitutionally founded matter. And so I am simply saying that if you're raising the issue, well, it would have been nice to have the members before us. If that's the issue.
That's the point.
Well, fine. I'm saying if that's the issue, I'm saying that is a matter for us to reflect on going forward in terms of the amendments that we have lined up that we must make to fill the gaps that we now know don't exist. So I'm saying to you, Madam Speaker, if a member asserts his right, then I believe we have to pay due regards to that, because our committees are not all powerful. They are specific, they are limited to the mandates that are given to them, and we can't do things because it's nice and it will be appropriate if that is how the member chooses to exercise his right. So I rest and to say the issue that we have to now address, the hurdle that we have to overcome, is the jurisdictional issue.
All right. This is an issue that is signaling the test that will come to the work of this committee and our capacity to handle controversial matters, because we don't even get to complex matters yet. So this is a good indication of what is to come. Here is what I suggest. I still believe that it is not proper for a member who has been summoned to refuse to come before the committee. I don't believe it's proper. But you are correct that the matter is not as simple as it appears. And I take no issue with the question being raised as to whether the committee has jurisdiction. But I think there is an assumption that it is a decision of the committee in respect of the motion. There is a distinction. It relates to the information provided to the committee. The committee doesn't make the decision on the granting of the motion. It makes a recommendation on it, and that recommendation. So one of the issues is if a recommendation was made by the committee based on information provided to it, and it turns out that the information is correct, what is the power of the committee to deal with it? That's a proper issue, and these are issues that we are going to deliberate on. But here is what I'm thinking, members, that perhaps we should consider this issue. It could be considered in camera at a next sitting, perhaps. We will reissue the invitation to the member to come back, and any issue that is being taken with the jurisdiction of the committee to seek clarification on the information he provided to the committee which informed a recommendation could be dealt with in camera preliminarily. And then we see what that yields. And any advice on the matter can be looked at in the time being. But the provision of no conclusion can be made as to whether the member has spoken inaccurately without hearing back from the member. That is the procedural fairness. Now, if the member chooses not to say anything, inferences can be drawn. He has a right. He has rights. The rights that are guaranteed rights, and the consequences flow. But I just say that it doesn't sit well with me that a member would refuse to come before the committee, especially when the member asserts valid concerns. And I think that an avenue will have to be created for those valid concerns to be raised and determined, but it's not going to just disappear. Member Whittle?
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I want to support your opinion in relation to the fact that, for me, it doesn't look good for a member to say, you're not appearing before the committee. But as we seek to understand and find clarification, in the member's response, he would have suggested, I would say, a pathway in respect of how he thinks that he would come to give the clarification that we seek. And he mentioned that the committee does not, in his opinion, have the power to call him in to attend. But he referred to the Parliament. So I think in our deliberation in seeking to find a way, I think we need to look at whether or not we could take that avenue that he suggests in his response.
Thank you, Member Whittle. So I just looked back on it. He says the committee has no jurisdiction to recall without referral from the full Parliament. Right. So...
so we seek to find whether we can get
on further consideration. The the consideration of an exemption motion is the only matter from which a resolution of the House is required. Right. Good point.
Yes.
It doesn't change my stance that it doesn't sit well with me that he hasn't come. So it then leaves us to say, no, should this committee then refer the matter to the House, report to the House, to say whether the House would wish for the committee to reconsider the matter. That is one option. Because that is the essence of his point, having reread it, that it would require a referral from the full House in order for the committee to have jurisdiction. That's the point.
Madam Chair.
Just a minute, Member Hilton.
And I think, Madam Chair, from the last meeting after we were deliberating all the different issues that arose regarding the committee and what we can or cannot do, I think it was stated that we would possibly have to refer the matter back to the House to make a decision as to how to proceed. So I'm also in agreement with that. If it is that we're now trying to make sure that we are on the right path with this committee and to do the right thing, then I think we should then follow those principles, those rules, to refer it back to the House. Because again, I was at the first meeting, and with this statement, it doesn't sit well with me as a lawmaker when another lawmaker can make such a statement to say, I am not going to present myself at the ethics committee because you have no such jurisdiction. I take great issue with that.
Member Nita, you want to? Right.
Madam Chair, while we are eager to settle matters that are before us, and all of us here, in the interest of the people and governance, good governance, would want to ensure that we do whatever it takes to get to a place where the public and this House can be on the right side of the law. There are also the matters relating to the rights, the fundamental rights of individual members who sit in this House. And if there is going to be some trampling of my rights as a member, I believe that it is within my own personal right to indicate that I am not being treated fairly. There could have been, from this committee, a clear request as to how we should proceed prior to summoning the member back here, in an effort to make sure that we're protecting him as well as this House and this committee. So having done his due diligence, it would seem, he indicates that it is within his right not to appear, and therefore has indicated what is to be the route, if there should be any, to get him back to this place. The House, having received an approval from us, went ahead as an entire House to approve. And that motion now would have to be a new motion before the House to be able to revisit this matter. I don't think we need to stress on whether or not the member was out of order or improper, because the truth is, whether or not we believe that he was a little feisty in not responding positively to the chairman of the ethics committee to come and sit before us today. The fact is that he exercised his right, and I have to respect that right of any member in this house. And I think that's where we are.
Thank you, Member Nito Garvey. Member Hilton?
Madam Speaker, I want to... yes, Madam Chair.
You're giving me a different role.
Madam Chair, let me, again, hopefully in an act of sobriety, let me say this. First of all, the issue is not about whether the member should come before the House. The issue is a recall of the member. The member has been before this committee. There are questions. The issue is, and the member puts it squarely, and we can't move beyond that.
Sound like you're the one who advised him.
That's wrong speculation. Wrong speculation. Wrong speculation. Wrong speculation. Wrong speculation. And that's not allowed, Madam Chair.
What's not allowed for someone to get legal advice? Of course that's allowed. Come on.
No.
I make no accusation. I raised a question, right? And there is nothing improper about anyone seeking legal advice. I said it sound like. Continue, Member Hilton. We have to bring the meeting to an end soon because another committee is set to meet.
I hope that was just a moment of levity. But let me say, Madam Speaker, in all seriousness, we are well advised, and I made a point earlier, the member is not being frivolous.
Understood.
And we are proceeding, and we said earlier that we need to do so cautiously.
And the matter has major consequences.
Indeed. And there are risks.
Yes. All right. In the interest of time,
please,
Member Hilton, I think you're merely restating your point. I don't think it has been changed, just in the interest of time. So the question that has arisen is whether the committee...
Yes, I have another point. Yes. I wanted to put squarely for the consideration. The legal counsel, the counsel to the House, has opined on the matter, and I've said we may be well advised.
We'll come to that. We'll come to that.
Okay.
Yes, we'll come to that. But the question for the committee is, firstly, whether the committee is to report to the House on the matter. That's the first question. And what that report should be in light of what the member's response was. Because, we are trying to find a way forward. And we are trying to find a way forward perhaps in uncharted waters, in a path not previously taken. So what we know of a fact is that the committee wrote to the member requesting his presence, his reappearance before the committee to provide clarification, and the member has responded, has taken issue with the jurisdiction of the committee to do so, indicating that it would require a referral from the full Parliament. And so the committee would naturally have to seek the guidance of the Parliament on how to proceed. So I think that is as far as we can go at this time. It would be to report to the House that the member from East Central whose resolution was considered and exemption granted was asked to reappear before the committee to provide clarification on responses he provided, which informed the recommendation. And he has taken issue with the jurisdiction of the committee to bring him back without a referral from the House, and therefore the committee would be seeking the guidance of the House.
I think Member Hilton asked, but I'm not sure if it is that you would want to include the findings in that report of the legal counsel and what hasn't been placed before us properly.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So we would have to take it in stages.
Okay.
Because
because it would be good to be able to have that balance.
And that I would suspect that this going back, this report to the House would have to be debated, and then that issue could formally be placed before it, that the member of what Member Hilton said has received some advice from the Legislative Council, and that should be considered by the House in terms of any guidance that is provided to the committee.
Madam Chair, may I suggest if the Legislative Council, because in reading the minutes, the matter did come up about seeking legal advice. In fact, my recollection is that you, in your response as chairman, thought it would not be appropriate to seek legal advice at that juncture, stating that this is a factual issue and doesn't need legal advice. Madam Speaker, I am cautioning that you may well want to be, this committee may well want to have reference to the advice of the Legislative Council as a part of this House and as part of this committee before we report on it. And contemplate what the recommendations of that. That's my advice.
All right. I'm not sure. We're saying many things. So there was some misunderstanding as to my mind as to whether the committee was seeking to revisit the decision of the exemption. The committee does not grant an exemption, and the committee was not granting the exemption. All right? Right. So that the question at the time was whether the information provided by the member required clarification in light of what had subsequently appeared in the public domain. That was the issue. Today, we are considering squarely the matter of the jurisdiction of the committee to invite back a member who appeared for consideration of the resolution to exempt him. And that resolution was already, the recommendation was made to the House, and the House acted on it. I take no issue, in spite of my views on the matter, with the question of jurisdiction to be determined. What I am saying is that the member has said in his response that the committee does not have the jurisdiction to deal with the matter. It would require, without a full resolution, referral from the House. And that is the matter that we're going back to report to the House on. You're taking issue with that?
No.
Okay.
May I have my... Yeah. No, I'm not taking issue with that.
Yes.
I am simply saying, in addition to that,
yes,
the issue, as I read the minutes
yes,
of the previous meeting,
yes,
the discussion was a rich discussion, including
yes,
the question of whether legal advice needed to be sought.
yes,
It was your judgment
yes,
and your opinion that
yes,
no, it was not appropriate.
No, I said I didn't need the advice. Yes.
But what about the committee?
Yes.
It's not about you, Madam Chair.
Member,
it cannot be about you, Madam Chair. It's about
we are
the committee
reconsidering
member.
the matter.
It's
not closed.
I'm
not taking issue with what you're saying. We're not on a different page.
We know. But I want to be very clear. Clarity
we have
is
to
important.
Bring the meeting
Yes,
to an
but
end.
clarity is important. And the single
Yes,
issue I come back to, and I came back to it purposefully, is the issue of the opinion, the council, Legislative Council's opinion, and its standing in this committee, where committee members in the previous committee meeting have been querying whether it would not be appropriate to get legal advice.
Yes.
You
Yes,
exercise your chairman's right, but I'm saying it is to the committee, and the committee wants to know the answer to that question, and it not be
But Member Hilton,
not be
but
guillotine.
I'm not taking
not be
issue with
guillotine.
that.
No, so why is
But
that
I'm not
included?
taking issue with that.
So
I don't understand.
So what is the decision in respect of that,
I am
opinion?
clarifying for you that at the time when the issue of the advice arose, what my position was on it. Right. And I have clarified that. No matter is standing in cement. We are trying to find an appropriate way forward. We have deliberated on the matter. We have reflected on the matter. Where I am now is not where I was last week on the matter. I said that from the deliberations of the committee, a proper issue has arisen as to the jurisdiction of the committee to recall the member who was brought before the committee on a resolution that was sent from the House. And so the question is whether a resolution from the House would be required to bring him back. We are not in dispute on that, because at the end of the day, that is the essence of what I understood. What you're now seeking to do is for matters that you have privy to, that you're privy to be brought before the committee at this stage. And I'm saying to you that it will come in due course. Because if we are to respond to the response of the member, it would require a report to the House. And that report to the House would be deliberated on. And all of the matters that you're seeking to have introduced can be introduced and brought back before the committee. That is all I am saying.
I think that is clear. I think that is clear.
So if you take issue with that, then take issue with that. But I also have to respect the time that we're up on, because another committee is to meet. So we can pause on the issue or we can proceed, because it's not going to be brought to an end at this stage. Right now, it is a question of the jurisdiction of the committee to recall the member without a referral from the House, in light of what he has said. And you have said that he was quite correct in his response to the committee.
Yeah.
So you can't blow hot and cold,
Exactly.
because you can't in one breath said that his response is a proper response, and I am now seeking to act on his response, and you're trying to stop me. Now let me put something to the committee. We don't get into hot issues yet. So, is it the committee's recommendation that we report to the House that the member whose resolution was considered was invited back, and he has taken issue with the jurisdiction of the committee to invite him back without a full referral from the House? Yes? Let me hear you. Member Witter? Yes? Member Cuthbert Flynn? Members Perkis? Yes? Very well. Member Hilton? All right, Member Garvey. So then, so sales. All right. So on this note, Member Hilton, in the interest of time. Yes. My goodness. You can't blow hot and cold at the same time. You have invited me to consider judiciously the response of the member and act on it. And I've done so. And now you're taking issue with my considering what you have asked me to consider. Member Hilton. All right. I think this is as far as we can go today. You can't blow hot and cold at the same time. All right. Very well. So the action step is clear. We will prepare the report to the House on this single matter at this stage. All right. Date and time of any other business? Date and time of the next meeting?
I had it as May 26th. No, I'm not too sure if I can guarantee. Wednesday? Yes.
We're considering a Wednesday for the next meeting.
May
May 6th is being proposed for the next meeting, Wednesday, May 6th. Huh?
What time?
Of course.
The time that you want is
10
10
a.m.
a.m. or 2 p.m.?
10 a.m., 2 p.m. It's full, so we have to go over. Member,
Just for clarity, is it the single issue of the referral to the host? Is that the single issue we are recommending at this point to the host? Would we not be advised, given its centrality, because the rest of the work for us in this committee is to look at how we fill the gaps in this committee?
we need further information on that.
Okay,
Member, we
exactly.
have all agreed on it. It's now 12:19.
Hey.
Wednesdays. I mean, we have indicated. No, I'm just simply saying, on a Tuesday, prior to Parliament, 1 week is CDF, 1 week is the other one. We take the next week, so that people coming in from Hanover and other places can be here and properly serve on a day when we're already convening. It's really difficult. Wednesday is already my constituency day, and I really hold firm to my constituency day. No, I go from early so that I can do the dead yard, and I can do office, and I can do the whole 9 yards. But there's just a grave digging, right? And it's always on a Wednesday. So, Madam Chair, I don't know. I know we have committee meetings on a Tuesday, but can we structure them so that a particular Tuesday can be for the ethics committee?
I appreciate the difficulty, but you can also appreciate it's not a decision we can take in isolation. And it is, I appreciate. Remember,
It's just
I also have an
structure.
out of town
No, what I'm saying is that
constituency.
it's structure,
but
Madam
the work,
Chair.
I don't believe that with all of the committees, everything can be done on a Tuesday. But as far as is possible, I am open to it.
Right, so I'm
Right.
saying, but if we structure...
But we can't stretch it out so long and far that the work doesn't get done.
Not so long and far, but I think
Council,
another 2 weeks.
Member, in
I'll
the
take
interest
counsel.
of the... Y'all.
Consider when it is that week. Even if it's the following week, I don't think it will be too late. The next Tuesday in May. Please.
Member Nita, all right, it's gone. We'll have to set a date. We will not, the way the schedule is, we will have to do some Wednesdays. One may not kill you in the same way that, so not to make it all Wednesdays, but we may have to have a sitting on a Wednesday. All right? No Wednesday at all? May 6th?
Following Wednesday. And
All right, just for you, member Nita Garvey, we will go to the 13th, the following Wednesday. All right. All of us, Wednesday the 13th at 10 a.m. It's now 12:23. Will someone move for the adjournment? Thank you all. Meeting of the Ethics Committee is adjourned.
When the storm rages and the world feels shaken, remember our strength lies in unity. It's in coming together, sharing hope, and standing shoulder to shoulder that we find resilience. Every act of kindness, every word of encouragement builds a brighter tomorrow. We are stronger as one. Our courage, compassion, and hope will light the way forward. Together we rise. Together we rebuild, because hope is never lost when we stand united, because we are stronger together.
From seed to sail, Jamaica's future grows through innovation. Introducing Export Jamaica, a global market intelligence and compliance gateway that connects your effort with global opportunities and makes international trade easier, safer, and more convenient for Jamaican businesses. Powered by the Jamaica Trade Board Limited, Export Jamaica is designed to position your products competitively and guide you through international trade. Find high-demand international markets. Gain access to trade analytics that guide your business decisions. Identify and engage with potential buyers. Know your costs up front. Trade confidently. And keep your exports safe and secure. Through Export Jamaica, you can discover all there is to know about exporting and grow your business sustainably.
From the processing of your goods, to packaging and shipping, to seeing your products reach international shelves and enjoyed by customers abroad, Export Jamaica provides the market intelligence and insights behind each step, helping you identify demand, understand export pathways, and unlock financial growth.
Say hello to a prosperous future. Visit tradeboard.gov.jm/Export Jamaica to sign up today. Expanding Jamaica's reach, empowering our people.
We want to hear from you. The Human Resource and Social Development Committee is inviting members of the public to share their views on the private members' motions concerning the following proposed changes to the Representation of the People Act. 1. Voters not being limited to using a black lead pencil to make a cross on the ballot. 2. Allowing outdoor agents to be within 20 yards of the polling station. 3. Polling stations closing 1 hour later. 4. Presiding officers not rejecting ballots due to incorrect removal of the counterfoil. And 5. The government immediately funding the Electoral Office of Jamaica, conducting a total re-verification of voters in Jamaica. What are your thoughts on these changes? How do you think this will improve your voting experience? Your feedback is important and will assist the committee in its deliberations on these matters of national importance. All submissions should be made in writing and sent to clerk@japarliament.gov.jm. Persons making submissions may be required to appear before the committee at short notice to explain their views. For more information, visit the Parliament of Jamaica website or our social media pages.
Are you an entrepreneur producing an excellent Jamaican product or service? Did you know you can earn hard currency and more significant returns by exporting? Contact the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce to help propel your business along the export lane.
Everything you can produce, the Jamaicans overseas want it. We're not going to get rich by just bringing down the debt. We're going to get rich by exporting a lot more. So grow exports, create job opportunities, drive economic growth through exports to make Jamaica a richer and much more prosperous country.
The following is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister. Jamaica is changing right before our very eyes. Across the island, billions are being invested into our road networks, from farm and community roads to major roads and highways. Dozens of communities across the length and breadth of Jamaica are receiving access to reliable potable water for the very first time. And thousands of Jamaicans have become homeowners thanks to the historic shifts in policies of the National Housing Trust, making it easier for Jamaicans to receive funding. Not to mention the record number of houses being built. Never dreamed you would own a home? No matter your circumstance, home ownership is possible for you, thanks to the government's new social housing program specially designed to meet the needs of poor Jamaicans at no cost to them. We are building Jamaica.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
It's Tuesday, April 21st. In the headlines, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness calls for a major housing push as National Housing Trust marks 50 years. MOCA and Indicom sign collaborative MOU. In business news, Central Bank provides liquidity support to the financial sector. Regionally, in Trinidad and Tobago, regional election officials meet to train on AI risks. And in sports, UTech athletes urged to uphold legacy ahead of Penn Relay's 2026. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. The government is renewing plans to expand housing and reshape urban development across Jamaica. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness touted these plans while addressing a special church service marking the 50th anniversary of the National Housing Trust. Speaking at the Webster Memorial United Church, Dr. Holness highlighted the agency's 5 decades of service, while outlining an ambitious vision for the next 50 years, one that includes large-scale housing development, post-hurricane recovery, and major urban renewal. He also warned that Jamaica must urgently address housing supply constraints and rethink how communities are planned and built. We have more in this report.
In a reflective but forward-looking address, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness praised the National Housing Trust for what he described as its role in transforming lives and strengthening communities over the past 50 years.
Today we gather in a spirit of gratitude, reflection, and renewed purpose. We give thanks not only for 50 years of service by the National Housing Trust, but for what that service represents: security for families, dignity for citizens, and the steady construction of a nation, one home, one community at a time, for several generations.
According to Prime Minister Holness, recent hurricane damage has exposed serious vulnerabilities in Jamaica's housing and infrastructure systems. He says the country now faces a key question in its recovery.
The question was, will we rebuild better? Not what we had before, but what we should have had. More importantly, what we could have. Would we rebuild quickly, but weakly? Or would we rebuild deliberately, but stronger? It is in answering that question that the National Housing Trust has assumed a central and defining role.
He revealed that the NHT is currently managing what he described as a train line of more than 41,000 housing solutions at various stages of development, alongside major investments in new communities across the island.
That includes approximately 10,700 units under construction, nearly 6,000 at the contract stage, more than 11,500 in procurement, and 11,600 in planning and design.
Dr. Holness also used the platform to stress that Jamaica's housing challenge is not only about financing but supply, arguing that limited housing stock continues to drive up prices and deepen pressure on the market.
For too long, we have approached housing primarily through the lens of access to financing for home buyers. But increasing loan limits without increasing supply only drives up prices. The real constraint has been land, infrastructure approvals, and construction capacity. And that is why the NHD is now shifting focus towards large-scale master plan developments that can deliver housing at the scale Jamaica requires.
The Prime Minister also pointed to future plans for large-scale urban renewal and expanded development, saying Jamaica must rethink how its cities and communities are structured to improve efficiency, resilience, and quality of life. Reporting for the news on PBCJ, I am Danita Rodney.
The Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency, MOCA, and the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDICOM, have signed a Memorandum of Understanding to strengthen collaboration and enhance the effectiveness of their investigations. The agreement, signed on April 20 at MOCA's Kingston headquarters, will facilitate joint investigations, improve information sharing, and provide INDICOM with technical support, including expertise on cyber analysis and financial investigations. MOCA Director General Colonel Desmond Edwards says the partnership formalizes ongoing cooperation between the agencies, particularly in areas where their mandates overlap, such as corruption and misconduct involving members of the security forces. INDICOM Commissioner Hugh Faulkner described the MOU as a significant step, noting that modern crime and corruption require coordinated, multi-agency responses. The Ministry of Education has launched an investigation into allegations of bullying at Jamaica College following the circulation of a video showing a student being physically assaulted on the school compound.
Violence and bullying have absolutely no place in our schools, and we will use every resource at our disposal to ensure that those who are responsible face the appropriate consequences.
The probe comes amid claims from the mother of a former student who was previously injured in a separate violent incident that the school has a culture of bullying and gang activity. She says the emergence of the latest footage supports her allegations. The video, which has sparked public concern, shows a group of students surrounding a boy who is repeatedly slapped and beaten with a belt. The latest incident reportedly occurred last week and prompted the school officials to conduct meetings and launch an internal investigation. GLP-1 therapies are a class of medicines that help lower blood sugar, support weight loss, reduce the risk of heart and kidney complications, and can even lower the risk of early death in people with type 2 diabetes. These must be prescribed by your healthcare specialist and require close follow-ups. We hear more about this from the World Health Organization in this week's Living Healthy report.
Obesity is one of the biggest health challenges of our time. Today, more than 1 billion people worldwide live with obesity, and that number could reach 2 billion by 2030 if we don't act. Obesity isn't just about weight. It's a chronic disease that increases the risk of life-threatening conditions like heart disease, diabetes, and even certain cancers. The World Health Organization has just released a guideline on the use of GLP-1 therapies for adults living with obesity. But what is GLP-1? GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1, a hormone naturally produced by the body that helps regulate appetite and blood sugar. GLP-1 therapies are medicines that mimic GLP-1 hormone. It slows down digestion and reduces hunger, resulting in significant weight loss, especially when combined with healthy lifestyle changes. So what does WHO recommend? GLP-1 therapies may be considered for adults with obesity, people whose body mass index is 30 or higher, as part of comprehensive, lifelong care. What's important to note is that no medication should replace healthy eating, physical activity, and behavioral support. The World Health Organization based its recommendation on clinical studies that show GLP-1 therapies can help people lose 10 to 25% of their body weight over time. They are generally safe but can cause side effects like nausea or digestive discomfort, and in rare cases, major health problems. We therefore advise that these medicines be used under only medical supervision. GLP-1 medicines are a new treatment for obesity. This is why WHO is monitoring long-term trial data to better understand their safety. GLP-1 therapies are also costly and unavailable in many countries. The World Health Organization is strongly advocating to make obesity treatments affordable and accessible as part of continued health care. If you are living with obesity and you want to know more about GLP-1 therapy, talk to a qualified health professional. For the guideline, visit our website who.int.
Time now for the business report with Denise Williams.
Welcome to today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, bringing you the developments shaping markets, capital access, and business decision-making across Jamaica and the region. Let's get into the stories that matter. The Bank of Jamaica says it received 5 bids totaling $4 billion from Monday's liquidity support operation, although it had sought to provide just $3 billion to deposit-taking institutions. The central bank says it allocated a full $3 billion at an average interest rate of 5.76 per annum. Deposit-taking institutions include commercial banks, building societies, merchant banks, and credit unions. Port Authority of Jamaica received a stable credit rating from Caribbean Information and Credit Rating Services Limited, CARI-CRIS. This credit rating is supported by solid cargo operations, institutional stability derived from the Port Authority's legislative mandate, and ongoing infrastructure modernization across the cargo, cruise, and business processing outsourcing business lines. A gradual improvement in global economic activity with strengthening global cargo and cruise market conditions is expected to sustain revenue generation and operating performance. Consequently, PAJ is projected to maintain sound financial metrics, stable cash flow generation, strong capitalization, and adequate debt service capacity over the next 12 to 15 months. The ratings continue to reflect Port Authority's strategic importance to the government of Jamaica, the domestic maritime sector, and the wider economy. The authority also maintains a favorable market position in containerized cargo in Latin America and the Caribbean, supported by strategically located ports. For the trading period of April 2026, the most actively traded securities were Lasco Distributors Limited with 4,128,757 units, representing 19.57% of market sales activities. Trans-Jamaica Highway Limited with 3,416,536 units, representing 16.19% of market sales activities. Kentai Holdings Jamaica Limited with 2,656,577 units representing 12.59% of market sales activities. Investor activity remained concentrated in transportation and distribution plays, signaling continued interest in dividend-producing and strategic assets. Turning to the foreign exchange market based on Bank of Jamaica data for April 20, 2026, Forex traders recorded significant activity with strong demand across major currencies. For the US dollar, trading margins reflected steady liquidity, with the US selling at $156.97 and buying at $158.92. For the Canadian dollar, moderate gain supported by 33 cents transaction spread. The Canadian dollar sold for $116.16. I was bought for $115.83. For the British pound, continued volatility offered short-term trading opportunities of $3.31 in profits for the banks. The British pound sold for $216.02 and was bought for $212.71. These movements underscore the importance of cash flow timing and currency awareness for businesses managing import costs, debt servicing, or overseas exposure. For our credit report tip of the day, consider credit as a trust filter. Government agencies and institutional clients are risk managers first. Before they look at how impressive your portfolio is, they assess whether you are financially stable enough to execute it. A strong credit profile communicates that you pay obligations on time, manage debt responsibly, and operate with structure. A weak profile raises concerns about cash flow strain, missed deadlines, or potential project disruptions. If your goal is to attract higher value clients, your credit strategy needs to be intentional. Pay obligations on time because consistency matters more than perfection. Keep credit utilization low to demonstrate control over cash. Build relationships with financial institutions before you need them. Regularly review your credit report for accuracy and gaps, and separate personal and business credit to strengthen your professional profile. For our funded and focused feature, the Caribbean brings stronger sisterhood, but you need structure. Building connections with other Caribbean women across countries can feel powerful. You can share advice, contacts, and support. The Women Entrepreneurship Knowledge Hub shows that mentorship and peer groups help businesses grow. But without clear structure, it can become confusing. Having organized groups or programs helps everyone get the right help at the right time. Staying connected to the Caribbean while building abroad can open many doors. It brings more chances, but more to manage. With the right support, structure, and funding, you can turn these connections into real growth for your business. Support is not just motivation, it's access. You need mentors who have already built businesses across countries, connectors who can introduce you to buyers, partners, and investors, peer groups of women doing similar work in the Caribbean, the US, Canada, or the UK. Research from Women Entrepreneurship Knowledge Hub shows women grow faster when they have strong networks and mentorship. The goal, be in rooms where decisions are made, not just discussed. And that's today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, bringing clarity to capital, markets, and strategy. Until next time, stay informed, stay intentional, and keep building forward. See you soon.
In regional news, electoral officials from across the Caribbean are gathering in Trinidad and Tobago this week for a major training workshop focused on the growing impact of artificial intelligence on elections. The 5-day initiative is aimed at helping election management bodies strengthen democratic systems, manage emerging AI risks, and protect electoral integrity in an increasingly digital and rapidly evolving landscape. Here's more in this story.
Electoral professionals from across the region gathered in Port of Spain on Monday to engage in a training initiative. Chairman of the Elections and Boundaries Commission in Trinidad and Tobago, Mark Ramkeri Singh, highlighted the importance of the training.
So this sharing of information and experience is essential to the management of AI risk, because we, as EMBs in this region, share not only common vulnerabilities and common strengths, but more importantly, a common commitment to democratic norms. This workshop is an opportunity to translate our strengths into concrete policies, and hopefully with improved technical resources and mutual assistance.
Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Shirley Botchway, noted that electoral bodies are already dealing with an ever-evolving terrain.
Today, election management bodies face a rapidly evolving landscape. Among the most significant emerging trends is the rise of artificial intelligence. AI offers opportunities to improve electoral administration and enhance efficiency. At the same time, it presents new challenges, from misinformation and algorithmic bias to risk around data protection and public confidence.
Meanwhile, Ambassador Sonia Kopi stressed the importance of the region's electoral commissions.
Your work, the role you play as the guardians and guarantors of electoral integrity in your countries, is important to Australia. And in this increasingly uncertain world, supporting our democratic norms, practices, institutions and processes is more important than ever.
The theme of the 5-day training initiative is exploring opportunities and risks for electoral integrity. Terry-Ann Brown-Campbell, TTT News.
Belize is once again putting the spotlight on girls in technology as the Lead Like a Girl initiative returns for its 4th year, bigger than ever. 140 students from 35 high schools across the country are taking part, exploring opportunities in ICT and building the skills needed to thrive in a digital world. News 5's Shane Williams has this report.
From a small idea to a nationwide movement, the push to get more girls into technology is gaining serious momentum. Marking International Girls in ICT Day, this year's program highlights just how far the initiative has come, now reaching more students and making a bigger impact than ever before. Ministry of Education, Science and Technology Director Namrita Balani says the expanding program reflects rising interest among young women and a clear effort to ensure they aren't left behind as tech careers continue to grow.
2 years ago, we launched the pledge, how you could expose, how you could encourage, and how you could support girls in tech. We worked with the pledges divided into the 4 C's, how you could do it from your couch, your community, your company, and your country. From your couch, simple things like sharing a post, being here, volunteering, to more detailed ones with the country to support. So I think with the scholarship offer that Minister Fonseca has approved, that is how the country is supporting with the ICT scholarship offers as well. So it's nice to see how it's growing. We have the student who was a guest speaker, Celeste Garcia, whose father is a tech guy, and she said that she was exposed early, but she didn't think of it as a field until she came to events like this, and she saw, she's been participating for the past 3 years. This year she's volunteering, and she's enrolling into UB.
Key partners, including UNICEF Belize, are also working to inspire participants to think beyond today and into the future. Country Representative Sajid Ali's challenge to participants is to become the world's next great innovators.
I think it's important. Digital tech and transformation is very important because we have seen and there's data to show that more boys are using it and the digital technology and as compared to girls, especially from the age of 15 to 24. And job opportunities or career opportunities are enhanced when you use digital technologies. My message was to believe in themselves. There's nothing that cannot be achieved. We are all here whoever has succeeded or been moving on in their career has believed in themselves, of course with a little support from others and of technology. So they should continue to believe in themselves and to support, get the support of others in this field, because they will be the next leaders, they will be the next innovators, they will be the next decision makers for this country and in the world.
That message is already resonating with past participants who are now going on to pursue careers in the field. Participating in past Lead Like a Girl challenges inspired Celeste Garcia to pursue a university degree in tech, and now she's encouraging others to embrace the experience this year.
This is a learning experience, and this event is all about you guys. Give it a chance. Maybe a competition you partake in sparks a passion in you never knew you had. I had no idea how much I love coding until I actually explored it. We need more girls in IT. So it doesn't matter what you know. If you like anything about these games that we play today, please don't hesitate to pursue those interests. Every girl in here, I'm sure, is smart and talented and has something amazing to offer. Each one of you girls is meant to be here. So have fun, experiment, and most importantly, lead like a girl.
In sports, we go to athletics. Student athletes from the University of Technology, UTech, Jamaica, have been urged to uphold the institution's legacy as they prepare to compete at the 2026 Penn Relays in the United States. During an official send-off at the university's Pepin campus on April 17, UTech President Dr. Kevin Brown congratulated the selected athletes, describing their inclusion on the team as a significant achievement.
Your selection is no small achievement. It demonstrates your hard work and your commitment to excellence on the track and in your studies.
Dr. Brown also highlighted UTech's strong sporting tradition, noting that world-renowned athletes such as Usain Bolt, Asafa Powell, Sharika Jackson, and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price have emerged from its program.
Many people believe that Champs, which is a big athletic program, has produced the athletes, but I correct them all the time. It is the UTech program, it's the UTech Elite Athletics program that has produced Jamaica's athletes. You name them, they have come through our program, from Usain to Asafa to Sharika to Fraser Price. They have all come through our program, started by coach and sports director Dennis Johnson.
He underscored the importance of the Penn Relays as a platform for high-level competition, international exposure, and development opportunities, while reminding athletes of their role as ambassadors of the university and Jamaica. Head coach Paul Francis expressed confidence in the team's preparation, while athlete Crystal Slowly reflected on the challenges faced throughout the season, highlighting the team's resilience ahead of the competition.
From balancing the school and the academics and the track and field side of things, the early mornings, as I said, having to get to the stadium and having to rush back to the bus in order to get to class to catch a lecture or a test, it hasn't been easy. Yet, we've emerged stronger, more resilient, and more determined. This is a testament to our ability to overcome any obstacle.
The 130th running of the Penn Relays is scheduled for April 23 to April 25, 2026 at Franklin Field in Philadelphia. And that's the news on PBCJ. You can follow us on our social media platforms at PBC Jamaica. Thanks so much for watching.
Germs do.
Pink eye running belly even flu. Germs can make them happen to you.
Put germs on a man manners with these. Cover your mouth when you cough and sneeze. Always wash your hand with water and soap. Keep dirty hands from your eyes and your nose and your mouth. You don't want to be sick, take care. Practice every day, no germs around here.
A message from the Ministry of Health.
In Jamaica, there needs to be one law for all. Every member of this society, regardless of profession, finances, or the area you live in.
I have some bad news.
The company didn't get the contract?
The money they paid us for it has gotten out.
Are you serious?
I'm afraid so, and I understand that there are going to be corruption charges.
Minister, please come with us, sir.
Breaking news. A senior politician and senior civil servant have been charged for corruption.
Thank God not all of them stay, sir.
Build integrity. One law for all.
A message from NIA.
Welcome to another session with Miss Scott, and today I'll be teaching you a grade 1 integrated study lesson. And at the end of the lesson, you should understand the importance of taking care of the things in your home, know ways of taking care of the things in your home, and identify the things used to take care of the things in your home. All right, and our topic is in integrated study. How do I care for the things in my home and use them safely? All right, that is our topic for this session. You're going to watch a short little video. You're going to tell me what you learned from the video. All right, so sit back and enjoy the video.
Play, and when I'm done, it's time to clean up. I like to read, and when I'm done, it's time to tidy up. I like to eat, and when I'm done, it's time to clean up. I like to draw, and when I'm done, it's time to tidy up. Toys, put the toys away. Books, put the books away. Crayons, put the crayons away. It's time to clean up. Plates, put the plates away. Cups, put the cups away. Snacks, put the snacks away. It's time to tidy up. Every time it's time to go, there is one thing you should know. It's time to clean up. Time to tidy up. Before you're ready to walk away, there is one thing you should say. It's time to clean up. Time to tidy up. To build, and when I'm done, it's time to clean up. I like to glue, and when I'm done, it's time to tidy up. I like to cut, and when I'm done, it's time to clean up. I like to cook, and when I'm done, it's time to tidy up. Blocks, put the blocks away. Glue, put the glue away. Sheets, put the sheets away. It's time to clean up. Scissors, put the scissors away. Put the pots away. Pans, put the pans away. It's time to tidy up. Every time it's time to go, there is one thing you should know. It's time to clean up. Time to tidy up. Before you're ready to walk away, there is one thing you should say. It's time to clean up. Time to tidy up.
All right, did you enjoy that little video? All right, awesome. I did as well. Awesome. So question 1 says what they were doing in the video. Great job. Tidying up. Awesome. Do we do that at home? Are we doing that at home? Great job. I'm glad that you are helping out. Very good. Number 2 said, name 6 things they put away in the video. All right. They put away their toys. Are we doing that? Are we putting away our toys when we finish playing with them? Great job. I'm glad that you are. They also did what? Put away their books. Great job. Another one. Crayons. Awesome. Excellent. Put away their blocks. Are you putting away our blocks or building blocks? Great job. Cups away. Yes, you're not too young to take up your cups and your plates and put them back where they should be. Awesome. Very good. And the last one, number 6. And our plate. Very good, very good, very good. All right, I'm glad that you're putting away your stuff at home. Awesome. So today we will be looking at taking care of the things in my home. Can you tell me how they're taking care of their home right here? Come on, talk to me. All right. She's wiping the window. Awesome. What do you think this man is doing? Painting the window doors. All right. What do you think they're doing that? All right, Ruth, and I heard they make the place look pretty. Anything else? To make the place look clean. All right, I heard you're wonderful, wonderful. Let's see what is happening in this picture now. What are they doing? Wonderful. All right, Daddy's washing the dishes. All right, Mommy's mopping. What does this look like? Of course it is a mop. So she's wiping the floor. And what is he doing? Sweeping. And she is wiping the table. Very good. Can you tell me what they are called? What do you think they are called right here? Awesome. They are called family. Awesome. And they are doing what? Cleaning. Awesome. All right. Let us observe some cleaning tools that we have to use and clean our home. Can anybody tell me what is this? Very good. It is a mop. Can you spell the word mop? Awesome. M-O-P, mop. Can you tell me what to use a mop for? Very good. To wipe the floor. You're doing well. All right. Anybody can tell me what is this? It is a broom. What do you use a broom for? To sweep inside your home. You only sweep inside of your home? Can you tell me somewhere else that you sweep? Awesome. You also sweep on the outside of your home. Can anybody among us spell the word broom? Very good. B-R-O-O-M, broom. All right. Can you tell me what is this? Rags. Very good. They are called rags. What do you think you use a rag for? All right, Rashid, to wipe off the counter. All right, very good. Anything else? To wipe the refrigerator. Awesome. Anything else? Yes, Matthew, to wipe the table. We are doing very well. Can anybody spell the word rag? Awesome. R-A-G is rag. Very good. All right. The more we have more. Anybody can tell me what we call this? Beautiful. This is called a bucket. What do you use your bucket for? All right. Some person said they store water in their bucket. All right. Anything else? All right. Matthew said he used a bucket and the mop to wipe all the house. All right, Matthew. I see that you're cleaning. All right, Matthew. Can anybody spell the word bucket? Beautiful. B-U-C-K-E-T, bucket. All right, beautiful. Anybody can tell me what is this? What does it look like? Awesome, it is a rake. Where do we use the rake? All right, so I'm getting a lot of answers. I get in the garden, in the yard, of course. Very good, very good, very good. All right, and spell rake for me. Very good. R-A-K-E, rake. Awesome. I wonder what is this one? Anybody know what it is? Shovel. Very good. Can you spell the word shovel? Awesome. S-H-O-V-E-L. Shovel. What do you use a shovel for? All right. I heard to take up the garbage. And where are we going to put the garbage? Awesome. In the garbage bin. Very good. Very good. So these are some. We have a lot more cleaning tools that we can use at home. These are some cleaning tools that we use to keep our home clean. All right. All right, Rutan, and pretty. Rutan, yes, Rutan love to say the word pretty. And pretty, of course. Keep our home clean and pretty. Very good. All right. So here are some ways we can keep our home clean. So caring for the things in your home. All right. Let us observe this picture right here and talk about what the lady is doing. Awesome. She's wiping the furniture. Awesome. Can anybody tell me what is this in her hand? Can we read what you see on the bottle right here? On the container. Very good. Polish. So what do you think she's using the rag and the polish to do? Very good. To wipe the table. But before we wipe the table with the polish, what do we have to do first? Anybody know? Very good, Matthew. You have to dust it first. Yes. You have to dust it off first. Take off all the dirt off it. And what do you think when you put on the polish on the table? Or the polish, how would the table look? Awesome. It will look shine. Yes, Rutan, and pretty. Awesome. Awesome. So furniture must be dusted and polished to keep clean. So you have to, can you tell me the furniture in your home that you're going to dust and polish? Awesome. An hairdresser, very good. The table. All right, the entertainment stand. All right. Wonderful, wonderful. Give yourself a clap. Awesome. Let us look on this picture now and tell me what you observe. All right, somebody's wiping. You know what they're wiping off? The toaster. Very good. They're wiping off the toaster. All right. What is happening in this pan right here? All right, the toaster is inside of it. In what? What is inside of the pan as well? In water. Why do you think they put a big X on this? All right, Rutan said because you should not put plugged things in water, things that are plugged in water. All right, Rutan, I hearing you. Very good, very good. So we should not put electrical appliances in water. We must unplug them before we clean them. We should wipe appliances after each use. So each time you use your appliances in your home, you must wipe them off to keep them clean. Awesome, to keep them clean. Very good. Are we going to put them in pan of water? Oh no, what do you think going to happen if we put it in a pan of water? All right, I heard someone said it won't work again. Yes, it won't work again, and then mommy and daddy will have to go to the repairman for them to fix it. And if the repairman cannot fix it, so they have to end up buying a new one. All right, so you're going to take care of the things in your home so they can serve you for years, for a very long, long time. So they said, remember to wipe off all your appliances. We're not going to wash them. All right, very good. All right, let's see what we have here. What is happening in this picture right here? All right. All right, they're washing off of the shovel. Very good. So it says we should wash and dry tools after we use them. So after you use your fork, your hose, and your shovel, make sure you wash them off after you use them. All right? Make sure. Let's look over here and tell what is happening. All right, somebody's washing the yes, they're washing utensils. So these are called utensils. Yes, so they're washing from insect. So we're not going to have our utensils open up on the counter like that. We're going to put them in a container where you close up that container because we don't want flies and those things to go on them. Or we're going to put them in the drawer. Yes, if you have cupboard that have drawer, yes, you can put them there. But they must be covered because we don't want what to fly on them. Insects, we can't afford that. So we're going to make sure we put them away safely. All right, very good. All right, so we are going to do some activities at this time. So you're going to tell me, oh, they're taking care of the things in their home. All right, can you tell me how this lady taking care of the things in her home? Very good. She's washing the plates and cups. Very good, very good. All right, can you tell me how this lady is taking care of the things in her home? Yes, she's painting the wall. What color is she painting the wall in? Very good, the color blue. Very good, very good. Yes, Rutan, and it will definitely look pretty. Awesome, awesome. All right. Can you tell me what this man is doing to the chair? Fixing the chair. All right. Why do you think he's fixing the chair? All right, because it is broken. All right. So the man is repairing the chair. The man is repairing the chair. Awesome. All right. So what is happening in this picture right here? All right, I heard Rashi said cleaning the carpet. Do you know what he's using to clean the carpets? What is this thing called? Very good, Rutan. It's called vacuum. Very good. Very good. So the man is vacuuming the carpets. Why is he doing that? Yes, to take off the dirt off it so it can be clean. All right, what if we don't have any vacuum at home and we want our carpet to be very clean? What can we do? Awesome, we can take it out and wash it with what? Soap, yes. What else? Water. Anything else? Washing brush. Awesome, of course. So if we don't have vacuum, don't worry, we can take it on the outside and wash with all the things that you just told me. Very good, very good. All right. So you're going to rearrange the words to make sentence. All right. So number one says, dishes came, the washing is. Anybody can rearrange these words to get a proper sentence, a good sentence. All right, I'm waiting. Awesome. Kim is washing the dishes. Very good. Number two. A wall are two painting women. Let us say it again. A wall are two painting women. Can anybody restructure this sentence? Awesome. Two women are painting a wall. Give yourself a clap. Give yourself a clap. Very good. Very good. All right. So you're now going to share with me how you can keep your home clean. You're going to share with me how you can keep your home clean. So we have looked on many ways that we can keep our home clean. It's time for you to tell me how you can keep your home clean. All right, I'm waiting, I'm listening. Awesome. By spreading the bed, of course. By spreading your bed, you're keeping your home clean. Number two, packing away the clean dishes. Yes. So you take them out from where? From the sink and put them in. Some person said, all right, or she said in big container. All right, what else? In the tray. All right, so it depends on what you have at home. You will pack your dishes where they need to go. All right. Number three, You're going to wipe the table. Awesome, awesome. Very good, very good. So these are some ways and many other ways we can keep our home clean. And it is important for us to keep our home clean. Can anybody tell me why do we need to keep our home clean? Why is it important? Why can't we just leave everything on the floor, leave our bed unspread, just use the dishes and don't wash them? Why can't we just do that? Anybody know? Why can't we just do that? Why do we have to clean the place? Why is it important for us just to keep the place clean? All right, I heard you. When we clean, we don't get germs. All right, very good. That is very good. So it's important to keep our home clean because keeping our house clean will stop the spread of germs and help to keep you healthy. Yes, it will help to keep you healthy. So you should be helping out at home, keeping your home clean. So cleaning up spills, vacuuming your carpets, and keeping kitchen and bathroom clean will kill germs. Yes, it will. It will kill germs. So make sure that we are keeping our home clean. All right, so don't spill anything on the ground and wait until mommy gets home to come and clean it. What do you think will happen to you if you leave the mess on the floor? Very good. You will slip on. Of course, you will slip. You will slip. And then what will happen to you when you slip on the ground? You might burst your head. Yes. In those type of accidents, and we don't want that. So we want you to clean your home. Yes, clean up off yourself. You're big enough to clean up off yourself. What are you going to put away? Very good. You're going to put away your books, your toys. If you make a mess, you're going to clean it. Very good. Very good. You have to keep your home clean. All right. So what does it mean taking care of the things in your home? We need to take care of the things in my home so that it can be there when we want to use them, right? So if you don't take care of them, then they're going to get what? All right, I heard he said mash up, but they're going to be destroyed and we have to throw them away. But if you take care of them, we can have them very good for a long time. So we are going to take care of the things in our home, and there are many ways that we can do that, such as wiping the table and the floor, sweeping inside and outside of our home, packing away our toys and books. All right, that is ways that we can take care of the things in our home. Very good. Very good. And that's the end of the integrated study session, taking care of the things in my home and use them safely. Bye, students. I will see you next time. Bye.
Peace begins with us. Every act of kindness, every step towards understanding brings us closer to a brighter tomorrow. Let's choose unity, compassion, and hope. Together, we can build a future where peace reigns.
Brighter tomorrow starting today.
Yourself a fighting chance. Wear an approved helmet. A message from the Road Safety Unit in the Ministry of Transport and Mining.
In a world full of noise, it's easy to miss what really matters. That's why we're here. Why it matters. Discussions that break down the issues you didn't know you needed to know. The stories overshadowed. The facts you were never told. And the topics too important to ignore. Credible, clear, connected to your life. If you've ever wondered what's really going on
And why should you care? This is the show for you. Why it matters. Because understanding the world, our world, starts with asking the right questions and getting the answers from the right people. Why it matters. Only on PBCJ, the People's Station.
Hi everyone, here are 5 benefits of being a beneficiary of the Students' Loan Bureau. 1. Benefit from our 99% approval rate. 2. Benefit from our low interest rate, so less burden when you need to repay. 3. Benefit from the fact that we require no collateral when applying. 4. We're giving you more time to focus on your studies while we focus on the financing. No need to worry about repaying while in school. Number 5. Receive a 14 months grace period after your graduation date before you enter repayment. Don't forget to follow us on all SLB platforms for more SLB info.
For our Funded and Focused feature, many business owners are signing up for multiple AI tools, but not seeing real results from the money they spend on monthly subscriptions. In a recent article on Substack, writer Ruben Dominguez explained that most people are overpaying for AI subscriptions because they buy tools without a clear purpose. If you are new to artificial intelligence AI, here's the simple way to think about it. AI is not about the technology. It's about making more money with less work. So instead of asking what AI tools should I buy, ask, can this help me find clients? Can this help me manage money better? Can this help me raise funds or investors? Can this help me build a strong team for my business? Can this help my business grow faster? If the answer to any of those questions is yes, then the monthly subscription to the AI tool is worth considering.
Do your part to prevent mosquito breeding. Mosquitoes will breed in any container that holds water.
Tightly cover water storage containers such as drums, barrels, buckets, and tanks. If this cannot be done, pour cooking oil on the water surface. Punch holes in all tins, plastics, and beverage boxes to prevent the collection of water before disposal. Cover all tires or fill with dirt to prevent water collection. Scrub all vases once per week to remove mosquito eggs. Use mosquito repellents to protect yourself from mosquito bites. Dispose of garbage properly by placing in plastic bags and securing properly to prevent water collection.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Dengue is ordinarily a mild disease. Persons may get a fever, headache, joint and muscle pains. The illness is often resolved through rest and adequate hydration along with paracetamol to treat the accompanying fever. However, on occasions the illness can progress to severe dengue, which can result in organ failure, bleeding and severe fluid depletion that can lead to shock and even death. Therefore, it is important for persons who are experiencing fever, vomiting, severe abdominal pain, bleeding under the skin, feeling very weak, or getting confused to seek immediate attention. Let us work together to protect ourselves against dengue.
Hey, I'm Abijah, the Roots Man. Today, I want to talk to you about something powerful. Peace. Peace isn't just the absence of conflict. It's about kindness, understanding, and respect. It starts with us. Every choice we make can build bridges or burn them. Let's choose peace in our words, our action, and our hearts. Peace begins with you. Together, we can create a brighter and safer future for everyone. Join me. Let's be that change we want to see.
Let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic. We on the road to republic. Well then, let's propel we nation, moving forward in a new direction. True independence, that's the projection. No more dependency, it's the best plan. Yes, we know what's best for us, cause we want we country prosperous. So make we just pull together as the general public, while on the road to republic. Let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic. We on the road to republic.
A message from the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs.
We on the road to republic.
Jamaica is on the move with smarter and cleaner transportation. The government is enhancing the JUTC fleet with 100 new CNG buses with 10 specially outfitted for the disabled. Running on compressed natural gas, these buses reduce emissions while offering advanced safety features and Wi-Fi. Jamaica is driving in comfort towards a sustainable future.
Hi boys and girls, welcome to another session with Miss Scott. And today I'll be teaching you an integrated studies lesson. And our topic for today is, what are the things in my home and who made them? At the end of the lesson, you should be able to tell me, I identify different rooms in the home, readily identify what is done in each room, identify the things in the home and who made them. So you can watch a short little video for me, and from the video I'll be asking you questions. All right, so focus and listen to the video.
My home has rooms. Children, in which room do we go to sleep?
The bedroom.
The bedroom. And where do we go to brush every morning?
The bathroom.
Yes, in the bathroom. Our homes have many rooms for different purposes. Let's sing a song and get to know the different rooms in a house.
A sheet to cover and a pillow for my head. In the kitchen, grab a spoon and plate. Mommy's cooked food, it smells great. In the living room, you can watch TV, read the newspaper or have some tea. Have a bath, brush your teeth, wash your face. To do all this, bathroom is the place. Bedroom, there is a bed, a sheet to cover and a pillow for my head. In the kitchen, grab a spoon and plate. Mommy's cooked food, it smells great. In the living room, you can watch TV, read the newspaper or have some tea. Have a bath, brush your teeth, wash your face. To do all this, bathroom is the place.
Alright, did you enjoy that video? Awesome, it was a lovely video. So question time from the video. The first one is, which rooms were mentioned in the video? Awesome, so you heard bedroom, what else? Wonderful, living room. Any other room? Great, kitchen. And bathroom. Can you tell me how many rooms that was mentioned? Can you count and tell me? Very good. 4 rooms were mentioned in the video. Question 2. What items were in the bedroom? Wonderful. You saw a bed. What else? Very good. Sheet. Can I get another one? Awesome. And pillow. Very good. Number 3. What items are mentioned in the kitchen? Awesome. The spoon. And the plate. Anything else? Mom's food. All right. Wonderful, wonderful. Great job, students. Now, today we'll be looking at finding the things in my home and who made them. All right. And I have a little picture right here that's showing us the different wonderful rooms in our home. Do you know what this room name? Awesome. Living room. Anyone know what this one name? The kitchen. And this one, the bedroom. And this one, the dining room. All right. Awesome. So again, a little activity right here. You're going to predict the picture that I'll be showing you. You're going to tell me where in the home we can place these items. What is that? A pillow. Where will we put our pillow? Awesome. On the bed. And where would the bed be? Awesome. In the bedroom. What about this one? What is that? A stove. Awesome. Where will we put the stove? You're doing well. In the kitchen. And that one? What's this called? Toilet. Where will we put the toilet? Alright, it can be found in the bathroom. And this one? The bed. I wonder where we'll put this one. What is it called? Or somebody said fridge. Anybody can tell that person the correct name? Awesome, Rutan. Refrigerator. And where will we find it? In the kitchen. You're doing well. That one is the television. Where can we find our television? Very good. I heard bedroom and I heard living room. Yes, we can have it in those rooms as well. And this one, face basin. Where can we find it? In the bathroom. Awesome. So now you have to tell me about where we find these things. We are going to drag the pictures and place them under the correct heading. You remember what you told me? All right, let's go. What is this word? Bedroom. Awesome. Spell the word bedroom for me, students. bedroom. Bedroom. All right, let's see what we can drag down here and put it in the bedroom. All right, I heard the pillow. Let's put the pillow there. Anything else? The bed. Do you want to put anything else in there? Awesome. The television. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. What is this word that I've highlighted? What is this word? Kitchen. Can you spell the word kitchen? Kitchen. Kitchen. Wonderful. What can we put in the kitchen? All right. The stove. What else? And the refrigerator. Awesome. So we have one more table to fill in. Anybody can tell me what word is this? Wonderful. Bathroom. Can you spell the word bathroom? bathroom. Bathroom. And what we're going to put in the bathroom? Awesome. The toilet. And we're going to put the face basin. Awesome. Awesome. Give yourself a clap. Give yourself a big clap. But before we go, I want to ask you more questions about these pictures. You're going to tell me what some of these things are used for, right? So I'm pointing at the bed. What do we do to our bed? Awesome. To sleep on it. Very good. What do we do with the stove? To cook. All right. So mommy will cook the food on the stove. Awesome. Very good. What do you do with the face basin? All right. Our prophet said wash their face. What else? Brush your teeth. Awesome. Awesome. Wash your hands. Wonderful. Give yourself a clap. Give yourself a clap. All right. We're going to continue with our slide. I'm going to read a little story for you. Finding things in the home. So visiting Peter. That's the name of the story. Visiting Peter. All right. On Saturday, we visited Peter at home. He was sick and did not come to school on Friday. He sat he sat on a sofa in the, can you tell me where is Peter? Wonderful, Jaden, in the living room. He was watching what he was watching? Very good, the television. Awesome, awesome. So can you identify the room that Peter was in again? Very good. He was in the living room and he was watching the television. When you look on the picture again, tell me what else can we find in our living room? Wonderful. I heard somebody say bookshelf. Yes. Awesome. Picture frames. It's more awesome. What else? Curtains. What else do you see in Peter's living room? Flowers. All right, wonderful. So these things can be found in our living room. Persons have many other things in their living room. All right, so very good. Let's continue our story. His grandmother cooked pumpkin soup on a big, where do you think grandma cooked the pumpkin soup? Awesome, awesome. On the stove, on a big stove. Where do you think she cooked it? In the where? Awesome, in the kitchen. She called us to the kitchen for lunch. There was a big dash in there. I wonder where the students are his friends are going to sit and have their lunch. Very good, around the table. So they sat around the table. Very good. So where are they? Where's grandma and the children? In the kitchen. And what are some of the things that we can find in the kitchen? Very good. Very good. We can find the table. Awesome. The plates, the spoon, the refrigerator. Awesome. The stove, the wash sink. Wonderful. What else? The cup. Awesome. Give yourself a clap. I'm proud of you. Give yourself a clap. You are doing well. Let's continue our story. All right. Peter's father came in with a big watermelon and some mangoes and pineapples. He picked them from I wonder where he get all of those lovely fruits. Very good, Ruth, and from the garden. Awesome. Awesome. You are doing well. You are doing well. All right. Peter became very tired, so he went to bed in where's Peter now? All right, in his bedroom. All right, can you identify some other things that Peter have in his bedroom? Closet, all right. Nightstand, all right. Carpet, I hear in your toys. Wonderful. Pictures, yes, lovely pictures. Bookshelf. And you also have curtains. Give yourself a clap. Give yourself a clap. You are doing well. All right, and that was the end of Visiting Peter's story. Clap yourself. So we're going to continue now with who are the people that made things for our home. So who make things for our home? Anybody can guess before I put up the very first one? Before I put up the very first one. All right. The man that made the table. You don't know what's his name? You don't know what his name of the man? I am going to tell you what's the name of that man that made the table. All right. And make the dresser. All right, we're going to find out what's his name. All right. We're going to find out what is that person called. So different people make things for my home. Each person have a special job to do. All right. Is this the person you were talking about, Rashid? All right. So they're called carpenter. So they are called carpenter. Can you tell me some of the tools that they have in their hands? Okay, you see board, you see saw, you see hammer. Awesome. So, and they're using many other tools to make the furniture for our home. So the carpenter makes furniture for the home. Awesome. So very good, Rashid. Now that you know the name of the person that made the furniture, You're able to tell us now, all right? And next time. So the carpenter is the one that made what he said, table and dresser. He is there called the carpenter. So these are some examples of furniture that we can find in our home. So we have table. Yes, we have cupboard. And we also have dresser. So the carpenter will make our table, our cupboard, and our dresser. Anything else you think the carpenter can make? The bed, yes. Anything else? The closet, of course. Very good, very good. All right. Can you tell me what is this person's job? Awesome. She's a dressmaker. So the dressmaker makes things for the home as well. Can you tell me some of the things that you think dressmaker can make for the home? Very good. She can make curtains. All right, very good. She can make curtains. What else can she make? She can make sheets. Very good. Anything else? Cushions. Very good. Very good. Can I get one more? Pillows. Yes, and she can also make her clothes. Yes. So the dressmaker also made things for the home. Let's see who else we have there. Anybody know who is this? He is a what? Builder. All right. Anybody know the correct name that we call the builder? Anybody? All right. So let's tell you. He's called a mason. Yes. A mason. Can you spell the word mason for me? M-A-S-O-N. Mason. Very good. All right. So the mason build the houses. Yes. There's a mason build mommy and daddy house, grandma house, uncle house, cousin house. Mason build the houses. All right. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Anybody know who he is? Very good. A plumber. Very good. What's the plumber job? Awesome. I heard to fix the pipe. They also install. So the plumber installs and fix pipes in the home. The plumber installs and fix pipes in the home. So these persons are very, very, very important. They make things for the home. All right. So we're going to do some activity now. You're going to identify the rooms in the pictures and you're going to make sentences with them. So I'm going to point on this one. Can you tell me where are the boys? Very good. They're in the bedroom. Can you make a sentence? Very good. The children are lying down in the bedroom. Awesome. Can you tell me where are the boys and girl? The boy and girl over this side on this picture. Very good. They're in the bathroom. Can you make a sentence? They are brushing their teeth. Very good. Very good. Can I get more sentence from these two pictures? Can you make more? All right. Awesome. Let us make some more sentence. So look on the picture. I have the pictures at the side, and you are going to give me some more sentence. Very good. Very good. The boys are in the bedroom. I like that one. Can I get a next one? Awesome. The curtains in the bedroom are red. Wonderful. And who do you think can make the curtains in the bedroom? Awesome. The dressmaker. All right. Who do you think made the boys' bed? Very good. The carpenter. You're doing well. And number 3, there is a picture of a rocket on the bedroom wall. Awesome. Great sentence, Jonathan. Great sentence. Awesome. All right. Can we get some more sentence? Can we get some sentence about the picture down the bottom in the bed, in the bathroom? All right. Awesome. I like that one. There is a mat on the bathroom floor. Yes, I'm seeing the mat. Very good. Very good. The children are brushing their teeth in the bathroom. Awesome. Very good. Do you remember how many times you should brush your teeth for the day? Very good. 3 times in the morning, in the afternoon, and before you go, and after you finish eating your meal, and so before you go to your meal, you should brush your teeth to keep them what? Clean. All right. And another sentence. There is a mirror on the bathroom wall. Let's look for that. Yes, there is a mirror on the bathroom wall. Can you tell me the shape of the mirror? Awesome. Awesome, Gabriel. It is an oval. Very good. Loving the sentence, student. Loving the sentence. All right, let us do this one. It says to choose the word to complete the sentences. So number 1 says, the dash fix the pipes. Who fixed the pipes? Very good. The plumber fixed the pipe. Number 2, Miss Pat sews clothes and curtains. She is a awesome dressmaker. My bed and dresser is made by a wonderful Rashid carpenter. And the last one, the dash builds lovely houses. Mason, wonderful. Give yourself a clap. Wonderful, wonderful. All right. So let's read. We're going to read a little thing about finding things in the home. So it says, you can view things in the home by where you find them. In our home, we have different rooms. For example, the bedroom. The bedroom is where we sleep. The bed can be found in the bedroom. There are people who make different things for the home. Example, the carpenter, he makes the furniture. The dressmaker, she sews and she will make curtains and what else? Very good, and sheets. And the mason build houses, and the plumber fix pipes or installs pipe. All right, boys and girls, this is the end of our integrated study session on finding things in our home and who made them. See you next time. Bye.
Jamaica, I can help you protect our citizens.
Jamaica Eye will play a part in increasing your public safety.
Jamaica Eye is part of an island-wide network of camera surveillance systems designed to increase the safety of you, our citizens. If you have a camera system outside your home or office facing a public space, log on to jamaicaeye.gov.jm today. Jamaica Eye, we're all connected. The Ministry of National Security, creating a safer and prosperous Jamaica.
Overtake and bring back everything.
Bask in the awesome Word of God and the life-changing experience of fellowship. Bask in the revival time, 8 a.m. on Sundays, right here on the People's Station.
Are you an entrepreneur producing an excellent Jamaican product or service? Did you know you can earn hard currency and more significant returns by exporting? Contact the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce to help propel your business along the export lane.
Everything you can produce, the Jamaicans overseas want it. We're not going to get rich by just bringing down the debt. We're going to get rich by exporting a lot more. So grow exports, create job opportunities, drive economic growth through exports to make Jamaica a richer and much more prosperous country.
Rebuilding continues quietly and deliberately in communities, in businesses, and in the lives of people still finding their footing.
We still come back.
Okay guys, I used to do track and field, but I'm not in the football business anymore. I'm Sammy Bad.
Yo, this Applemet News, me just got a call, season a start.
Okay.
Where say, league start or soon come? Got it. Hello? Alright.
Yo, you can't go to the ball. Where you go to the ball?
Where I go to the ball? Oh, sorry.
BGLC, the regulatory body. We regulate, you play without worry. We regulate, you play. BGLC, fair play when you play. For the fun of the game, you know where they are. BGLC, keep it fair for the player. You play the game and we are the rules setter. Keep everything fair so the game play better. The Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission. We ensure fairness, integrity and responsible gaming practices. Keep the game fair and fun for everyone. We regulate, you play.
Embark on a journey to discover the truth that sets us free. Join us on Tomorrow's World, your weekly source of hope, answers, and divine insight. Sundays at 9 a.m. with rebroadcasts on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 a.m. Tune in right here on PBCJ, the People's Station, and be inspired.
Jamaica, I can help you protect our citizens.
Jamaica Eye will play a part in increasing your public safety.
Jamaica Eye is part of an island-wide network of camera surveillance systems designed to increase the safety of you, our citizens. If you have a camera system outside your home or office facing a public space, log on to jamaicaeye.gov.jm today. Jamaica Eye, we're all connected. The Ministry of National Security, creating a safer and prosperous Jamaica.
The following is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
To fight crime and violence in your country, your government has invested over $9.7 billion into national security systems. This includes the construction and renovation of dozens of police stations, the acquisition of critical security equipment such as patrol vessels and police vehicles, the recruitment and training of more police officers, and the build-out of the Jamaica Defense Force. Your government is investing in your safety. We are building Jamaica.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Welcome to PBCJ's coverage of the Lower House. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. The session will start with prayers, followed by a roll call of those in attendance. This is usually followed by questions and answers to questions, statements by ministers, items under public business, and private members' motions. But before we begin, let's try a parliamentary trivia question. True or false? Under Chapter 2 of the Jamaican Constitution, persons born in Jamaica and persons born outside Jamaica of Jamaican parents have an automatic right to Jamaican citizenship. Get the answer at the end of this introduction. In this session's agenda, under government business, a bill entitled An Act to Establish a Regulatory Framework for Shared Communities to allow oversight by the Real Estate Board for the use of and operation of common property, to provide for the regulation of the rights and obligations of proprietors and for connected matters, will be read a second time. The Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport, Daryl Vaz, is down to move the Shipping Prevention of Garbage Pollution Regulations 2026 resolution and the Shipping Prevention of Garbage Pollution Regulations 2026, which were laid on the table of the House on March 10th, 2026, are to be affirmed. The Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Favour Williams, is down to move a resolution cited as the Pensions Superannuation Funds and Retirement Schemes Registration, Licensing and Reporting Amendment Regulations 2026 resolution, and the Pensions Superannuation Funds and Retirement Schemes Registration, Licensing and Reporting Amendment Regulations 2026, which were laid on the table of the House on March 24th, 2026, are hereby affirmed. The House is down to continue debate on a motion moved by the Prime Minister and Minister of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development and of Defense, Dr. Andrew Holness, to establish legislation for the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, NARA. The bill should make provision for the management and implementation of the post-disaster reconstruction and resilience efforts consequent on the passage of Hurricane Melissa. And that's what's on the agenda. It should be noted that elements of the day's agenda can be changed or moved. But before we go, here are a few things you should bear in mind if you plan to attend the session at Gordon House. No visitor shall create any act of disorder within the precincts of the House. No visitor shall be admitted to the House without first obtaining an admission card. Visitors who remain within the precincts of the House during a suspension of the session are asked to keep silent. No photography, videography, or sketching of the proceedings is allowed unless so authorized by the presiding officer. And there should be no smoking inside the parliamentary building. It's almost time to go to the main event, but before that, let's get the answer to the trivia question. We asked, true or false? Under Chapter 2 of the Jamaican Constitution, persons born in Jamaica and persons born outside of Jamaica of Jamaican parents have an automatic right to Jamaican citizenship. It's true. It says so in the Jamaican Nationality Act. You're able to work without a work permit under this act, vote in general and local government elections, receive social benefits and get access to government programs, duty-free allowance from customs and at the airport. Every country has their own laws on whether or not a person can hold citizenship in 2 or more countries. Jamaica accepts dual nationals. Persons interested in becoming citizens of Jamaica should first check to see if their country allows for dual nationality. Now, there are several categories of citizenship. These include citizenship in case of doubt, citizenship by descent, citizenship by marriage, registration of Commonwealth nationals, and naturalization. You can learn so much more about this by contacting the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, PICA. Now over to the proceedings.
Jamaica is on the move with smarter and cleaner transportation. The government is enhancing the JUTC fleet with 100 new CNG buses with 10 specially outfitted for the disabled. Running on compressed natural gas, these buses reduce emissions while offering advanced safety features and Wi-Fi. Jamaica is driving in comfort towards a sustainable future.
Send the something and come back. Back to sender! God, I thank you so much.
Miracles await and miracles abound. tune in every Sunday at 7 a.m. for your share of the Miracle Revival Hour with Reverend Dr. Blair. Come for the word, stay for the worship, right here on PBCJ.
Miracle worker.